I wasn't born with any disability at all. My background was a very fit, very active kid who had probably more the extremes of ADD and ADHD. However, when I was 11, turning 12, I had problems with sitting down on the floor at library at school and wasn't able to get back up. Dad came over to film me running at sports day, which was one of the highlights of my year, and I didn't even finish the race. My parents were really worried. They knew something was wrong, but weren't sure what. And I guess when after 6 months the diagnosis of juvenile chronic arthritis came back, both for my parents and myself, it was like, well, that's not going to mean much of a change to my life, even though I knew there was lots of constraints on it already with not being able to do as many things as I had been sports-wise. It seemed a very small thing compared to the other side of the story with things like leukemia, etc. By the time I was in year 12, I was having to decide, would I actually make the effort to climb up and down stairs, and some days it was too hard to do. So it meant readjusting a lot of the ways that in my head I thought I was a person who could do anything, but my body was starting to have constraints on what I was going to do. I taught for probably about 6 years part-time at uni and also worked with kids in schools who were having problems. When I was 30, my neck broke. I didn't have any idea that my neck had broken. I just knew that I was feeling quite weird. So I guess when I came out of hospital, I really did not want to waste a moment. So probably within about 6 weeks, a book that I'd had on my computer, it's a children's storybook called Discovery at Paradise Island. I guess I thought, if I had died, which I had all these thoughts in my head, I may have, it would have been wasted. So I had to quickly, okay, I'm going to self-publish. I didn't worry about going to a publisher. I thought self-publish, work out how I'm going to do it. I got sponsors and the book was done and to the printer probably about 10 weeks after I came out of surgery. I set up a program called Discovering Disability and Diversity, where I took a whole lot of different activities, vision glasses, wheelchairs, a whole lot of different activities that actually put you in the role of key disabilities, having problems with hearing, not being able to use your legs, not being able to see at all, or having problems with things like dyslexia, reading problems, cerebral palsy. And I also set up a number of key hidden disabilities about autism and Asperger's syndrome that I developed after talking and working alongside lots of kids in schools. Some of the questions that kids asked were just amazing, and they really helped me develop in a lot more ways a lot of the activities to really explore deeper level meaning. And the more that the kids asked questions, the more that I actually felt that we weren't just breaking down barriers, but we were sharing and gaining their ideas. The most asked question that kids actually will ask me is something that I wouldn't expect it to be. It's not about the wheelchair. It's not about my neck brace that I always have to wear when I'm out. It's actually about my hands. And they're always so polite about it. I usually am just getting into their centres and they might just come up and say, "Excuse me, but how come you've got those funny fingers?" And some of my best, experiences have been with sharing that knowledge with key groups of people who can link it to their workplaces, who can link it to their support, who can ask the questions. And then as a community, that process of being educated and understanding and questioning and being part of community and valuing who we are really leads to an inclusive community and valuing the ability of all of the gifts that we bring together to create a world that will link and value the people within it. Someone in a wheelchair can be a teacher and can be an amazing teacher.